I'm back. I'm about to be making a whole lot of content. We got how much more days from the month? And I took so many days off that, listen, my plan is to flood y'all with videos for the rest of the month because we just have to, because we got to pay bills and we took too much time off thinking that stuff was sweet. So I'm about to be coming at y'all with video after video after video after video after video after video after video because there's so much stuff going around. Did y'all know? And I'm gonna talk about this in a dedicated video. But are y'all aware of the DL list that's going around in Houston? They got a whole list called the DL list in Houston, and a transgender woman basically outed all of the men in Houston that was sliding in them DMs, and people are in a frenzy on TikTok about it. Some people are saying that they see people that they know, people that they went to school with, baby daddies, family members, different little stuff, and it really has Houston and TikTok in a chokehold. So I'm gonna talk about that in a very dedicated video because that is a whole thing right now on social media. Child, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. You know what? Let me show y'all a couple of the videos because I have pulled up some videos.
Hold on.
Cause I'm gonna do a dedicated video about it, but let's look at some of the stuff.
Hold on. Look, I'm just a messenger. Don't come for me. It's just what I seen, bitch. But I'm not a Facebook person. Facebook been dead for fucking years for me. Why is there a list of niggas in Houston that's going around and it's from a transgender woman inbox?
What's this music, sir? What's this music? Sir. I didn't even realize he had that music. But hold on, let me type it in. Houston DL list.
Apparently, Houston is in shambles and y'all just not realizing it. Because a tranny got online and dropped a whole DL receipt list like she was the motherfucking IRS, okay? She posted all the DL men in her inbox. DL baby daddies, pastors, the nigga that fits the alternator. I saw one of my old coworkers on that list and I said, oh, that's why he used to bring two phones to work. But what really got me is y'all ain't mad at the men who sent the messages. Y'all mad at her for telling. Now listen, am I saying that everybody she posted was on a DL? No. What I'm saying is DL men exist in every city, but y'all love to play dumb about it. I saw one nigga on the internet talk about Houston turning into the new Atlanta. Correction, babe. Houston been the new Atlanta. Dallas been the new Atlanta. Detroit been the new Atlanta. St. Louis been the new Atlanta. DL men are at an all-time high, and it is not just in Atlanta, boo. You probably sitting next to a DL nigga right now and don't even know it. He texting his homeboy 3 heart eye emojis and you still thinking they just close. Now let's get to the real issue here, okay? Y'all yelling DL men on the reason STD rates are so high, and I'm not saying that's not part of it, but the real gag is y'all raw dogging trust, ignoring the red flags and thinking vibes is where it's at. Y'all out here getting tested less than y'all get oil changes. Fun fact.
Oop. Now he said the people is getting tested less than they getting oil changes on their car. Y'all know they said that the STD rate is going up in Houston and Texas and all of that. And I'm not saying it's because of this DL situation, but it's a lot of extracurriculars going on. Let's look at a couple of more videos because it got TikTok in shambles.
As a woman, I gain nothing from showing a list of men who are attracted to me. Let's sit with this because it's complex. If you are a trans woman and you believe yourself to be a woman too, what exactly was there to expose? Because weaponizing your transness to shame attraction to you doesn't push the movement forward. It muddies the water. As a Houston native, I want to talk about what's happening in Houston right now. A trans woman exposed the DMs of a lot of men. implying they were all down low. And as usual, social media is spiraling. Let's unpack it. Social media will have you believing most men are DL. I don't believe that. I do believe many women have been in relationships with bisexual men, sometimes knowing, sometimes without knowing. And that's the real issue, deception.
I mean, I'm with you when you're right. Now, I think a lot of men are DL. I think there are a lot of men that are DL, but I think that a lot of women also ignore the red flags as well. And I think that a lot of men are hiding a lot of deception. And you saying she cute though, but I think this is a trans woman. So, because she started out by saying we gain nothing by, she's talked as if she was a trans woman. Let me see. I'm not sure if she is or not, but I thought she might have been by the way that she, or maybe it's, I don't know. Let me listen to how she started that again.
As a woman, I gain nothing from showing a list of men who are attracted to me. Let's sit with this because it's complex. If you are a trans woman and you believe yourself to be a woman too, what exactly was there to expose? Because weaponizing your transness to shame attraction to you doesn't push the movement forward. It muddies the water. As a Houston native, I want to talk about what's happening in Houston right now. A trans woman exposed the DMs of a lot of.
So the way that she phrased it, she could be a natural woman or she could be trans, but I took it as maybe she's trans, but I don't know. I don't know this particular content creator. Let's see. Let me see if. Yeah, I don't know if this is a trans woman or not, but I just thought maybe
they were all down low. And as usual, social media is spiraling. Let's unpack it. Social media will have you believing most men are DL.
Is this a real woman or a trans woman? You said you're in the clear. Let me see. Okay. She might be natural. I don't know. It was just the way that she started it off. I was like, so I wasn't sure. But anyways, let's see some other people's takes.
Y'all not looking for that list of DL men because y'all are concerned about not wanting to be cheated on. Y'all are looking for that list of DL men because y'all are homophobic and y'all think that only gay people can have HIV and y'all are concerned with catching HIV. That's what a lot of those comments under that lady's post are hinting at. But yeah. And the men who are under that post trying to drag that girl for exposing those men, y'all are DL too. How y'all do it? Clock that T. Y'all not looking for that list of DL men because y'all are concerned.
My whole thing is, okay, let's say y'all do go out and y'all do something to the person who exposed the list or whatever, the down low list. Then you're going to go to prison and you're still going to be known as the guy who was down low. So you're going to forever be known as that. And that's the reality behind it. So I don't understand why go and possibly try to do something to her. But yeah, okay.
Y'all, they talking about they about to do the LADL list. Y'all know we about to see a whole bunch of gang members up there. Damn.
Be keeping my tool, never know.
Child. The internet be interneting.
Look at this.
Okay, she's showing the list. Let's see.
Y'all, too much be going on. Why is there a Houston DL list? Within the same week, this girl got exposed for her baby daddy not really being her baby daddy. Y'all, the girl went and posted on her story like regular. The baby daddy exposed her, and then on her story, she was just regularly living, baby. She ain't care at all. But as far as for the DL list, I feel really bad for some people that's on the list because the girl do look like a woman. Like,
I know you fucking lying. No, she don't. Girl, the girl really look. Girl,
baby, she ain't care at all. But as far as for the DL list, I feel really bad for some people that's on the list because the girl do look like a woman. Like,
no, she don't. No, she does not. The actual person that released the list does not. No, she doesn't. Now, there are some trans women that look like women and it's hard to tell. And you kind of be like, is it or isn't it? And there's some natural born women that because they got plastic surgery, they look like they could be trans. And you're like, is it or isn't it? But the person that released the list does not. Lady, stop lying on this damn thing.
and I'm not defending nobody because nobody I talked to was on that list. But I'm just saying, if you ain't know her, you would think that that was a woman. When I looked at...
Girl, stop lying. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? Why did you get on this internet and lie like that? Let me show y'all what the person who, oh, Unforgettable, I didn't know you was backstage. I'm gonna pull you up in a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull up what the actual person looked like because I don't appreciate her getting up on Nick at Night's internet in line like that. No, she does not. Girl, why would you lie like that? Troyce did a video on it. I'm going to do my own video, so I'm not really going to too much look at too much of Troy's video, but this is the person that released the list right here. And there's more photos, and this is the person right here.
Man is cheating on you with this.
With all of this. I came home from rehab a year ago, and I gave myself a year off.
That's no disrespect, but no woman wants to wake up and go through that, especially if a woman thinks that she's with a heterosexual male. So this is my advice to a lot of women watching this, and please take...
So this is the person that leaked everybody's DM. It's not given. And this is also another photo. Hold on. Oh, wait. Where's the... No, it's not given that. But Troyce did give some good advice on here to the women because I wouldn't think to go on Grindr or anything like that to check. And it's sad that you gotta do all of that. Oh, wait. Hold on. Where did Troyce say something about Grindr? Hold on. Let's listen to this part right here that Troy's talking about real quick, and then we're gonna move along.
Please take my advice if you suspect that your man might be gay or DL. So what I always tell women is this, and I'm gonna tell y'all now. If you want to find out if your man is gay, download the app Grindr, right? Oftentimes, the app Grindr has like a mapping where it'll tell you how far or how close somebody is. And it might tell you that the person that is on the app is like 10 feet away from you. And also, you can do this. If you...
Grindr giving it up like that? I always knew that Grindr was a gay app, but I didn't know that you can go on the app and see who's close. Child.
Register for the Grindr app. Type in your man's number If your man's number is already registered, it's literally just like Tinder. If your man's number is already registered, more than likely he's probably using the app. Because I do feel as though that if you're quick to out somebody and you consider yourself trans, you are a fucking dude with a dick at that point.
Child. Trace be giving it up. But I felt like that was interesting advice because, I mean, if your man number, you try to register and that number is already taken, I mean, that don't sound like bad advice, but it sucks that you have to go through all of that because a person should be upfront and honest about what they are, who they are, and what they're interested in. If a guy wakes up and he says, you know, I'm gay and I want to date other gay men, and they have the right to date the type of men that they like, girls should be able to have the type of partner that they like. If they want to date a guy that is heterosexual, they should be able to date a guy that's heterosexual. If you are bisexual, if you are dating men, if you get your dick sucked on the side of the road by somebody, that is something that a person should have as their choice. But people are not honest. They're not real because they feel like, oh, if I tell her I like to suck dick, she ain't gonna let me fuck her and I want to do both. You know, a lot of these men are hypersexual and they want to do both. They want to get their dick sucked by a guy, but they also want to get their dick sucked by you as well. So if they tell you that, then, you know, they're selfish and they don't want to lose out on all of the hoes that they can have access to. So, you know, it's unfortunate that you have to, you know, not take their word for it, but shit, you gotta check.
Good morning. First, I love the healthy debate. However, not once did I ever say it was women's fault. I said society. Two, I'm not defending dishonesty. I'm saying one of the reasons why a lot of these men are dishonest is because of society and how they treat them. Especially a lot of the people that are in my comment section. And then I'm seeing a lot of people saying, well, women are very honest when they dibble and dabble. Yeah, my point. Why? Because it's more accepted socially.
But if a woman don't want to accept it, she don't got to accept it. The problem is that y'all want people to be comfortable with things they're not comfortable with. And the problem is because you want your cake and you want his cake and her cake and her cake, you decide, because I want her cake and his cake and she's not going to be accepting, you choose to not disclose. But just because a person is not okay with it does not mean that's the right to not disclose. Get with the people that are okay with it. I did a video with a man that was bisexual, that was
Let me talk to you all about these DL lists.
That was into men and women, and there was women who said that they were okay with a bisexual man. Ironically enough, even though there is a stigma, there are women who are okay with it. You just have to find your tribe. The problem is men don't want to find their tribe. They don't want to find the women who are okay with it. Take Kalani, for example, the singer, the famous R&B singer Kalani. Her baby daddy is bisexual. She got with him. He didn't hide it from her. She didn't go into it unwillingly. She didn't not know that he was fluid. She knew. And she engaged in a relationship with him, and they procreated and had a baby. There are women who are accepting. I could pull up my video right now from when I had the guy on that was bi, and I could go to the comment section and you'll see women in the comments of that video saying that they were okay and they wouldn't mind sleeping with a guy that was bi. So the problem is men don't want to find their tribe. They want her, him, and him, and they eliminate choice out of greed. Okay.
It's right. So there's a DL list that's going around for Houston, Texas. And people who don't know what DL is down low for like down low men or whatever. And I understand that everybody want to know if they make sure they ain't sleeping with somebody that's DL and stuff like that. I completely, wholeheartedly understand the concept. And I understand that some people just get a thrill out of knowing other people fucking business. But these DL lists gonna get y'all killed. I just want to let y'all know that these DL lists is gonna get y'all unalived because people go to great lengths to hide their secrets for some random person to expose them. There has been trans people, there have been other members of the LGBTQ community that have been unalived for the exact same thing. And it's a lot of them. So you playing with your damn life. You're going to be exposing somebody and they're going to expose you to the Lord because that's where you're going to be. You're going to be up there with God trying to explain to God how the hell you got up there.
You know the scariest thing about DL men? They don't believe that they're gay. Like, they put it in their mind that they're not gay.
And he's absolutely right. These men will be sexually active with other men, look you dead in your eyes, and tell you that they are not gay.
And so, as you can see, this whole DL men thing has sparked a big dialogue on TikTok.
Let's get into the Houston DL list. As a man that's probably messed around with more straight men than gay men, I can definitely tell you that the Houston DL list is definitely a thing. I feel like we should not be advocating to be exposing people. We should be advocating for safe sex. You're going to always have DL men. Nothing's going to change that. Nothing's going to stop that. What we can change is the way we approach sexual health. So actually, I'm going to talk to the DL men. If you're going to be doing your thing, use protection. Before you put others in danger, you putting yourself in danger. It's okay to be safe. Sexual health is very important out here in these streets. These people you meet on Grindr.
Imagine finding out that your husband has been cheating on you through a list that someone made public. Someone decided to publicly expose a bunch of men that were on the DL, and come to find out a lot of those men are married with children or have girlfriends. And you already know I'm going to give you my 2 cents that nobody asked for. First,
not Jamila over there in the comment section trying to do research. I don't know. Some apps will create an account when you just put a number in. I don't know if that means they got an account or not. I don't have a Grindr. I've never even visited the app or the website in my life, so I don't know if that means that they have an account or don't have an account or whatever. But I'll show y'all what Jamila said. She said, "Neek, I just put a number in on Grindr app, and why is the number saying they will send a confirmation code to the phone? Does that mean he has an account?" I don't know. You have to figure out, like, put your number in and see if it do that. I don't know. I don't know. I never used Grindr, so I don't know if that means they got an account or not. But not y'all actively not y'all doing research in real time and going and saying, "I'm finna research and find out." I know that's right. She said, "I'm finna look this nigga up right now." She ain't played no games with it. Okay.
So the Houston DL list got a lot of the girlies shook when it's just like, girl, this been going on for the last 5 years, probably longer than that. These niggas been DL.
Not you thinking that they only been DL for 5 years. Where did the 5-year number come from? Girl, how old are you? 5 years, ma'am.
Not be shocked. Like, come on. It's right. It didn't drop right before the summertime. That's perfect. So you know who's a tootie booty and who's not a tootie booty. Houston is literally the new Atlanta. Like, why are we so shook right now? Why are we acting like we didn't know these niggas?
Jamila said, "I need to know." I know that's right.
Y'all download me. Get y'all ass over here. Did y'all see the transgender baby pulling out a 17-minute long DL list? Baby, Texas, what are y'all doing? The HIV rate, STD rate is skyrocketing, baby.
Child, this got the people in shambles.
This is why trans women are not women. It's a trans in Houston outing all of these DL men. you can't get outed for messing with a woman. That's why, they're not real women. But it's a whole bunch of guys on that list. I don't know what y'all was doing out here, but the girls going crazy. So if you've been getting down in Houston, you might need to go ahead and hit that shop, check that thing out. That thing might be beatboxing right now. Go ahead and make sure your credentials is clear. This is why trans women are not women. It's a trans in Houston outing all of these.
Some of these responses, ladies, get into it.
So let's talk about this Houston DL.
Because what are they saying?
BS list that came out. Okay, look here. It's cool. You put a few dudes on blast, and I get it. It is what it is. But what's next? What's next? What's after this? I'm asking a serious question because are you going to stop dealing with these dudes? Are you going to stop doing what you're doing with these dudes? Or the next time they call or come through, it's going to be whatever? Because, your actions are saying that this is crazy. You don't want to deal with this crap no more. But something tell me that you ain't done. Whoever put it out, you ain't done. You still gonna...
All this tells me is men are now just going to be hip that people are onto them. And now, instead of putting their real number in to Grindr and creating an account, they gonna just buy a second phone and do it with some virtual app or something like that. All of this information and conversation is letting all the DL men know how to adapt and conceal and hide in plain sight better.
Merlin Tony Baker, a licensed mental health counselor.
Also, on one of the, I was watching a Tubi movie. I think it was a Tubi movie. And it was like the girl found out that her dude was DL because the way that the Grindr app sends a message, it has a certain sound. So I forget the sound. It makes a certain not like a swoosh or like it's a certain particular unique sound for Grindr messages. So you got to figure out what that sound is because you got to get into it if you're around a man and that it's a certain that go off. Now, he could get hip and smart and matter of fact, let me see if I could Google it. The Grindr message sound. Hold on, let me see. Because they was like, girl, you got to pay attention to even the sound that the message make. Hold on. Grindr message. Oop, child. They got a whole YouTube video for it. There we go. That doo-doo-doo. That's a specific Grindr. This the Grindr sound right here. Grindr notification sound, free effects. Okay, girl, ladies, you gotta even know the sound. It's a sound. Okay. What did it say? I heard this come from my boss's phone, and I had to confirm. Oh, great. I played it too loud, and now my roommate is taking me to dinner. Watching this just to learn to recognize it. This sound is the gaydar equivalent of a sonar ping. Is this an app where I can meet fellow Sigma males who never stop grinding to get that back? I love playing this in public and seeing who instinctively checks their phone when they hear it. Child, ladies, it is ways to be put up on game, honey. This person said that they played a sound. They played a sound to see who pull out the phone. It started looking at the phone. It's a whole lot out here in these streets. Let me play it again for y'all. This the sound. But I was watching a video and they was like, it was like a Tubi movie. They was like, girl, the Grindr sound, whatever. So if you around a man and you hear and I'm trying to recall if I ever been around a man and heard doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I'm trying to figure out. Now let's hear what some more people got to say about it. Cause like I said, it sparked a whole debate.
Merlin Tony Baker, a licensed mental health counselor. Mermaid Drop. I just wanted to share something with you. There's a list going on about the DL list in Houston, and I want to share with you. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and I have a private practice here, predominantly African American private practice. And Jacksonville, to give you an idea in terms of the DL list, Jacksonville is the 12th largest city in the country in terms of population. And Jacksonville, from what I read statistically, has the 19th largest black population in the United States. That means that there are a lot of people, particularly black folks, in Jacksonville. The reason why I bring that up is because the DL list is probably going to continue to grow, and it's going to be in multiple major cities throughout this country, which leads me to this next perspective. I work with and I've counseled.
Not him low-key warning the men to scrub their accounts. That's what I got from it. It's coming to your city, a city near you. If you hide your DMs, unsend the messages, and change your profile picture. Okay, that's not what he said. Okay, let me see what he said.
Throughout this country, which leads me to this next perspective. I work with and I've counseled quite a few guys that are down low or bisexual, and they come from different socioeconomic statuses, different backgrounds, different job statuses. You name it, you got some thugginaires to millionaires. You got just different people from all over the spectrum. Which leads me to share this with single women who are dating is this. It is a legitimate question to start asking men, have you ever been in an emotional, physical, or sexual relationship with another man? The reason why that question is so legitimate is because I can tell you for a fact, depending on who that person is, they will not tell you their current or previous dating status. And it's up to you to do that so that you can protect yourself. God bless.
I mean, they're not going to be honest about it, but I think that if they're DL, they're not going to admit, yeah, I was sucking a nigga dick last week. They're not going to admit it, but you have to still ask, because later on, if you find out, they cannot use, because what they'll try to use is, well, you never asked. So, I would have been honest if you would have asked, but, I don't, they'll try to use that. So, that's just a way to eliminate a out. But there are some people that will admit it, though. There are some that will admit to it. So the majority won't admit it, but there are some that will. But I say ask anyways. And guys will try to act like they're so offended. Oh, why would you ask me that? It's 2025. With all the information, data, and statistics that are out there, I just have to ask. Little Duval had posted up, and I would just be like, it's 2025. You never know what's going on. Little Duval had posted Instagram. Hold on, let me pull it up. Instagram.com. Little Duval. He had posted up an Instagram, and it was, I'm going to just play it. And if they get all offended, just be like, listen, I have to ask. It's 2025. You never know. Hold on, let me bring this down. It's, you know, it's nails and boobs and all that, but let me pull this down.
My ID got an F on it. My birth certificate, social security card, and ID name say F for what? Female. What it say? Amber Barhart. What it say? Oh, okay. Like, I'm not... Girl, y'all better argue with the motherfucking judiciaries and the judge to get y'all information changed over. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not doing that. Y'all are hateful. Y'all spirits are disgusting, and that's why Trump wants to ban y'all. Because a lot of y'all transsexuals don't know nothing about loyalty, don't know nothing about love and respect and girl code. Y'all are miserable. Y'all hoes are miserable. Like I said, take a break from them hormones and go to therapy. Seek help for your mental illness. Boo. Girl, starting with me. I don't bother nobody, literally, but these niggas for some money. Am I lying? And I'm gonna leave it at this. My ID got an F on it. My birth certificate, social security card, and ID name say F for what?
And I see the comment in the chat with somebody saying Trump changed that. No, that is still available in certain states. Here, let me type it in, because people think that Trump changed it, but no, that is still in effect in some states to this day. Still, can a trans woman change her gender on her ID? Okay, let's pull it up. For those of you, will Trump change that? No. It's still available. Oh, let me put 2025. In 2025. Let's be more specific. And I'm in California, so it's automatically pulling up California stuff. But it says, yes, a trans woman can change the gender marker on her ID documents in 2025. In California, this can be done on a birth certificate, driver's license, and other state IDs without requiring a court order or medical certification. California residents can change the gender marker on their birth certificate, driver's license, and the state ID without a court order or medical certification. So this is just California, but let me see what states allow, because some states don't allow it. But let me see what states allow you to change your gender. Let's see. It says, in most states, it's possible to change the gender marker on your birth certificate to reflect your gender identity, with a few exceptions. Specifically, the following states allow an individual to change to non-binary. And then it says, in addition to male to female on their birth certificate, California, Colorado, Connecticut, District of Columbia, Illinois, Maine, Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and Washington, they have the option of non-binary. The states that do not allow gender marker amendments are Florida, Kansas, Montana, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas. So out of all the states, it's only Florida, Kansas, Montana, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas that don't allow it. Only these states out of all of the states. So when y'all saying Trump changed it, no. It is not. I mean, maybe he is working on doing more, but at this current time, Let's look at a few more of these.
What is going on in Houston? Have you guys seen the DL list of men in Houston? There is a bunch of trans women who are exposing all of the men in their DMs on TikTok. Search DL Men Houston list and come back and let me.
Okay.
So apparently there's a whole list going on. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all starting to hear about it, like DL Men in Houston. And mind you, I seen people talking about this a little bit on Facebook, but I didn't really know what was going on for real, so I kind of didn't pay no attention to it. But now that I'm catching up on the tea, apparently a trans woman.
Okay, she's just saying the tea we already know. Let's see what is given on Facebook. Let me go to Facebook to see what the chatter is over there. Let's see what is given on Facebook. Houston DL list. Let me see what pops up. So when you type in Houston DL list on Facebook, it pulls up the list that and then all the people that's talking about it. Have y'all seen the DL list? Then they showing people's DM. A gay man F with a DL man with a wife and kids is just as trifling as a woman messing with a married man. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about this statement right here? She said, a gay man that messes with a DL man that has a wife and kids is just as trifling as a woman messing with a married man. What does y'all think about that?
So many names in that joint. And like from 2024.
Yeah, it was a lot of.
So is it primarily people from Homestead?
It's probably all over, you know, like, well, all of where she's from.
I don't know if y'all been hearing, but supposedly it's a lot of DL in the HTX. You know what I'm saying? A little homestead instead of some real players. You feel me? That's what we've been chopping it up about anyways.
It's this transgender in Houston pretty much had a whole 15-minute video just scrolling up and down, looking at the shit, you know, fucking exposing niggas on the DMs and shit.
And what y'all think about the straight men feeling like they want to make this a topic? It's a lot of straight men joining in on the conversation. But I mean, it's open to everybody. But that Houston DL list on TikTok is wild. Now they say they're about to do one for Detroit, Chicago, Cali, and New York. Someone in the comments said, damn, my uncle is on here. Those messages were wild. If it's a rumor about a man being gay, just stay away. I don't care how many women he has messed with or how manly he seems, because there were a lot of men in the DMs that you would never think is DL. Child, after seeing the Houston DL list, I don't think I could ever trust another nigga. That's what she said. Okay, all kind of people on there. If y'all want to see the actual list, y'all could go on the socials, but I'm not really getting into like really showing the list like that because they not about to sue me for being outed.
Houston DL list exposing all the men who be up in her DMs. Everybody's talking about all the men who've been exposed, but nobody's talking about exposing her. On Facebook, she calls herself Aaliyah Zani Batiz, and she describes herself as a transgender woman who is such a beautiful contradiction. But ain't nothing beautiful about what she did. To me, it's disgusting, self-hating behavior. Aaliyah is using her identity as a trans woman to hurt men because they're attracted to her? Come on, choose a side. If you really believe you're a woman and men are jumping into your DMs, what is there to expose? You're a woman. If you're exposing men for being attracted to you, does that mean you believe you're a man? And look at the type of pictures she posts.
Hold on.
Look, I'm just a messenger. Don't come for me. It's just what I seen, bitch. But I'm not a face.
Oh, this the one that had the music. Ooh, not Fendi saying he could break up some happy homes. This person right here say, y'all hollering about Houston DL list. Boo, I can break some happy homes all up and through B County. Okay. They said they don't kiss and tell. Okay. It's a lot of conversation going on about this Houston DL list. A lot of people chiming in, a lot of people making videos, a lot of people on the list.
So one day I had a wild craving. I wanted some seafood. So everybody know in the hood, you know, if you want some seafood, we go to a spot called Hanks or whatever. So I go.
Child, not as prompt in story times. People jump on trends. People hopping on the trend and saying, listen, I'ma tell my side. They telling their side about it.
Going there, I'm standing at the little register or whatever, order my left food. Yes, I need 2 pounds of snow crab. I need 2 sausages, 2 eggs, 2 potatoes. And make sure you give me that lemonade, because she tough. Mind you, it's a nigga standing behind me, but he with a bitch the whole time. So I'm looking back. I ain't gonna lie, he was dripped the fuck out or whatever. So boom, after I ordered my food, they gave me my little ticket with my number on it. So I goes outside and go to my car. I don't know what was taking them so long to come out the restaurant. But anyway, you know, I'm minding my little business. I'm sitting in the car on that, I need 30 on pump 9, please. I was smoking that gas. So boom, I look up. My head was down because I was asking my little whatnot or whatever. And when I look back up, he's standing in front of my motherfucking car. So his approach was, because I'm a barber in Houston or whatever, was like, hey, you that dude that went viral on Instagram and TikTok, right? So of course, yeah, he looking good or whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, that's me or whatever. And he was like, yeah, how do I book an appointment? I'm like, shit. So that Instagram, yeah, you can DM me on that Instagram or whatever. So boom, time, get the flying and shit. We messaging back and forth about his appointment or whatever. But he kept saying like he wanted to book an appointment, but I kept saying like what day. And he kept asking me what time did I have available.
Child, yeah, I already told y'all about the guy I was dating that was DL'd, and he was a barber and the guy was his client and somebody was sucking somebody off. I already told y'all about that before, so child, I believe it. But yeah. I'm trying to see what else is going on. Child, not they got a whole group. They got a Facebook group. They got a Houston DL Facebook group. And everything. Let me download this. Hold on. This is the page right here. It's 17 minutes long. It's on Facebook. This is the girl that posted it. She said, let's play Spot Your Nigga. Child. It's a 17-minute long video. Let me download this because it might get taken down. Hold on. Child. Let's play Spot Your Nigga. I'm about to download that for research purposes. Hold on. Facebook. Oh. Download Facebook video. Put in the link. Download. Boom. Download. Click. Boom. All right, there. Because in case it goes away, we got to already have it. So anyways, this is the person right here. This is the person right here. This her Facebook. Oh, let me put the link in the chat. That's the link right there. So this the Facebook.
Oh, Miss Infinite Waters flowing through you on point, Dexter. This is Tarot on Dex, and I do this from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. So if you think I'm here.
What? I don't got time for all that. But anyways, view story. All right, view profile picture. Sure. Let's see. Photos. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We can't go through the photos. We can't go through the photos. Girls, this stuff ain't supposed to be allowed on Facebook. And hopefully that was too far over and it didn't show on this the end to y'all. It's a lot of twerking videos, bent over videos, booty cheek videos, booty cheek pictures.
Look, I can be your secret, be your slut.
Your bitch ass whack me.
I just want the girl who lied was like, oh, the person who outed them looked like a woman, and I'm so sad because the guys was fooled. If you was fooled by this, child, you deserve to be fooled. Because it's not giving what y'all claiming. So this the page right here. Child. Anyways. So, what's convincing? Oh, you convinced?
Bitch ass hurt, but it got.
It's giving you ready to what you said, Canyon? It's you convinced? Okay.
See me salute her. Ain't got a.
Okay. I mean, you know. But anyway. Sure. But Unforgettable probably done went to sleep. Unforgettable probably went to sleep. I was supposed to be chopping it up with Unforgettable on here. But yeah, so like that's a whole thing on the internet as well. So I was gonna make a whole dedicated video. This became the dedicated video. I'ma just retitle this Houston DL list because, child, we already went through all of the things of the things. But yeah, if y'all want to go to that page, it got all of the DL men on there, and I'm gonna look through it at a later time because, you know, it's good to be aware. I could see how it looks slightly convincing. Oh. You were slightly convinced? Oh, okay. Okay. But all right, y'all. What else do I want to talk about? Is there anything else? It's 3:00 in the morning. Nah, I guess I'll just end there. We'll talk later. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, guys. Morning. But all right, y'all. See y'all later. Good hanging out with y'all. We about to get this content rolling. Rolling on the river. Rolling on the river. I also have to get my sleep pattern. I have to get my sleep pattern back on track because, child, I'll be up all hours of the night and sleep in the morning. It's 6 in the morning for y'all. But before I go, let me give my final thoughts on the matter. I think that this whole DL thing is not something new from this person deciding to out the people in the comment section. I think that this is going to continue to be a thing regardless of us progressing in, people being out and about. I think that there's a lot of people who just are not comfortable with it. And there's a lot of men who lie to themselves. There are a lot of men who think if they're not doing the bending, then they're not gay. There are a lot of men who they feel like, oh, well, if it looks like a woman, then it's a woman. There's a lot of men who lie to themselves because they're in denial or ashamed and they're not loud and proud about what it is that they are, that they'll try to put different parameters on it to make themselves not be. Oh, well, he sucked my dick. I didn't suck his. So that means that I'm not, and whatever. They try to put different little parameters around it. But if you have any type of exchange with somebody that was not naturally born a woman, you are at very minimum bisexual, okay? You might not be full-on gay and you might not be full-on attracted to men, and you may have attraction to both men and women, but you are at minimum bisexual, okay? And there are some men, you got to be careful too about the men who are attracted to ass, okay? Or in certain aspects that are in women and in men. There are some people who are so attracted to big asses that they just like ass. Like, for instance, when I interviewed the DL or the guy or whatever on my channel that was into girls and guys, he explicitly said that he had an attraction to ass. He said it didn't matter if it was a man's, a woman's ass or a person who wasn't naturally born a woman. They were just attracted to ass. So you got to be careful because some people will have that attraction and they just like the way that it looks. And if it's from the back, they'll hit. So it's all kind of stuff. Matter of fact, before I go, let me see if I could pull up that old interview that I did. Hold on. Let's go to the archives. Let's see. What was that video called? He wants a girlfriend, I think. But he sleeps with men or something like that. Let me put sleep with. Oh, there we go. Look how much smaller I was, child. It's giving. I need to lose some more weight because even though I feel like I lost weight, child, or I mean, I did lose weight, but it's giving, girl, lose some more. Lose some more. Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you are tuned into Neek at Night. And tonight we have a special guest with Mr. King Axel. Okay. You can find him on IG at King Axel Green. And we're going to be getting into this conversation. Oh, wait. I'm giving it some interference from my.
I will follow somebody on Twitter and they'll follow back.
That you dabble into, gay and trans sex. They think that you getting bent over and they getting bent over and y'all both bending each other over.
That was my conception too for a long time before I found out about this lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, what you want me to state my position?
Yeah, like do you get bent over in the bedroom? Are you a bottom? Are you a top?
I'm a top.
Have you ever been a bottom?
Never. And there was, if this person is watching, there was an incident where I felt like maybe I may have been taken advantage of. I don't think I was. And I think they told me that they took advantage of me, like when I passed out, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think nothing really happened because I knew my asshole would have been on fire if that shit would have happened. So, but it's just the fact that why somebody, if I pass out and then I wake up and I'm asking what happened and this person is saying, oh, I did this, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up, don't you think? Like, that's like rape in the.
All right, that's getting into some whole nother other stuff. Hold on, let me see where he said that he was attracted to just.
Lifestyle like 2 years ago when I moved back to Cali, like coming from Texas.
In before, and you were basically saying that you don't feel like there is anybody who is 100% straight, and you would still deal with a guy if he's been with a guy.
Yes, that's true. I studied psychology in college. I have a BS in psychology, and we talked about this thing called the Alfred Kinsey scale, which is a scale of sexuality that goes from like 0 to 6, right? So a 1 on the scale is predominantly heterosexual, incidentally homosexual, meaning you might have been straight your whole life. You might have thought about it. You don't hate gay people. You know what I'm saying? So a 2 is what I consider myself to be predominantly heterosexual, more than incidentally homosexual. So not quite bisexual. Bisexual is a 3, because that means that you would date a man or a woman. You would marry a man or a woman. And I have no intentions of marrying a woman or being in a relationship with a woman, but I have been with women on certain occasions. And so I just feel that if I know myself and I know that I'm not gay, I feel like some men probably feel that same way. Now, some men want a beard, which is what I would not sign up to be. If you know you want a man, just go be with a man. Don't be, But if you tried it once or twice in your life, or, I don't consider you to be gay. And yes, I would date a guy like that.
Okay. So what about in Axel's situation? So Axel is a man who he predominantly wants to date women because he doesn't want to deal with his same side, having to douche and prepare and get ready for sex. He wants somebody that, like a woman who we don't got to prepare and do this outlandish routine to fuck. If we want to fuck, we can fuck right away, And so he wants a woman because he wants to have the option to go vagina or anal or whatever. But he is a person who does OnlyFans. So on his OnlyFans, his audience would predominantly be males. Would you be opposed to something like that?
I'm not opposed to someone having an OnlyFans. And I mean, if you were a male on OnlyFans, you gonna have male subscribers. All these singers and going on, they got I'm sure more male subscribers than they do female subscribers. I am against you meeting up with them to do something, because I just feel like at that point, I just don't know. Like, you can't really, when you're with someone that's sleeping with other people, whether that's male or female, you don't know what they're gonna do when they get in that room. You don't know if they're gonna protect themselves, and then you just putting yourself at risk. Now,
All right, we got into some things, but let me see. I was trying to find where he was talking about his attraction to, like,
that you also dabble too?
To be honest, when I first like came out on social media, and like I made like a video on my OnlyFans with a of she wasn't a trans, but this is what I guess they call in, you know, a femme is just like a boy who's femme, and he like dresses up like, you know, like women sometimes, but he's not trans. He never went through the transition. So that was like my first experience. And when I did that, sorry, remind me of the question again. I'm trying to
Do you tell every
do I tell every woman? Do I tell every woman? Yeah, when I first came out, I wasn't embarrassed. I really wasn't embarrassed. And then I started realizing that some of the women that I wanted to work with, they didn't want to work with me because I, you know, switched over like that. So like I started realizing it was becoming a pattern for, you know, the women that I was, the cis woman that I was attracted to. And I was like, dang, man, like, why is everybody fucking like, you know, like so opposed to it, you know what I mean? So for a while, I felt like ashamed, and I was like, fuck, what did I do? Like, none of these like women ain't gonna like me anymore. So like when I would go on dates, sometimes I would tell and sometimes I wouldn't. But fast forward to now, it's like I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'll tell somebody straight up. So this is like,
and so, but the main person that you're pursuing is who?
right now.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like, I guess, gender wise?
Yeah.
I would say cis women. Yeah, I mean, cause no offense to anybody, but I just like vagina. Like I like to have the option. Like if I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like to, you know, like I don't want it to just be straight ass. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know. Somebody's on. That's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
He used to be popping up on me. You want me to mute
Yeah,
or
you
something?
can go get that. You can go
I'll
get
mute. I'll mute and tell him I'm busy right now. One more.
Okay. All right. So that is Axel. He'll be back in a second. I respect a person who is going to be honest. Like, I respect somebody who is going to be honest about their endeavors and not going to
This is my senior year in college. I went to college in Texas. So my senior year, my pussy game started, like, I guess, depleting. I'm not sure why, but I think more girls are starting to become like, I guess they were starting to dismiss the Netflix and chill, the Netflix and chill vibes. You know what I mean? Like I saw the transition coming, so I was like, you know, like my pussy game was going down, and I was on a dry spell for a minute. So like I was on a dating app, and I was horny as fuck. I was looking for something to fuck, and it was a picture of like a girl's ass, but the caption said, "FYI, I'm not a female." So I was like, fuck it, I'm curious, I'm bored, I ain't got pussy in a minute, so I'm just gonna fucking just see what happens. Start texting, exchange numbers, and when the news get exchanged, I find out it's a trans chick. So I'm like, dang, like I never really, you know, really, I don't think before that I never really even met a trans woman before or anything. So I was like,
Oh, wait, I thought you thought it was a trans, but wait.
what's that again?
You thought it was a trans, or you didn't think it was a trans? You thought it was a man?
No, like I didn't know what it was. Like it just said like FYI, I'm not a female. So I was like, fucking, like I'm gonna just see, like, cause I was like, it didn't show the face, it just showed like the body. So I was like, I guess I kind of got a hint. I was like, maybe it's a trans, but like the ass was fat. Like I'm an ass man, I like ass. So I was like, shit, like the ass was fat. So I clicked on the picture, you know, and we started texting, exchanging. And then when they sent me the picture, it was like a trans chick, and I was like, dang, like this trans shit kind of hot. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck.
Somebody said, Neek, stop judging. I'm not judging. I already had a conversation with him about this, so I'm just asking him about a part that I remember different. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, when I find out it's a trans chick, I'm like, yo, like I'm straight. I ain't into this. And like they started sending me more pics, and I was like, fuck, like this shit getting my dick hard. So, cause like, you know, it's sending pictures of like the trans chick. It was like pictures, you know, from the back. Like I love pics from like the back. Like I love ass. So I'm like, just like, damn, I'm fucking hard. So I know I shouldn't do this. I know I shouldn't do this. But, you know, my dick took over, started talking more. And then eventually I was like the person behind the trans pics, like they started getting like dominant. It was like, yo, send me this shit, nigga. Like, just talk to me, right? I was like, who the fuck you think you is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't talk to me like that. And it was like, disrespect me again. Watch what's gonna happen. I was like, fuck you. I'm over this shit. I'm out. So I blocked that person. Fast forward to like a couple of months. I think that happened like what, maybe in January. So fast forward to April of like my senior year in college. I'm in Denver on a 420 trip with my boys. We out eating. Next thing you know, I get a notification on Facebook from my old chick I used to smash. She like, Axel, everything good? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? She like, somebody just sent me a whole bunch of your news and they're claiming that you're gay. And I was like, at that moment, I knew like who it was. So I was like, I was fucking pissed and shit. And let me backtrack. Before I blocked them, I found out that it was a dude because like we had FaceTime because I was like, are you a catfish? And we FaceTime and it was a dude. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was mad and I was like cussing and shit and everything. And then I blocked him. So he got mad from that, leaked my news to her. Then next thing you know, my news get leaked to my brother, my mom, my godmom, and I don't know who else. So everybody was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, nah, I got catfish. You know, I was trying to deny it, you know what I mean? So, and like my brother and my friends took up for me. They was like, nah, Axel, he's just a freak, you know what I mean? That's just how he is. Like, he got catfish, he's just a freak. So that was in 2017. So fast forward to 2019, like I'm fully on like Twitter watching gay porn and trans porn because like.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause you before you go on to that part.
Yeah.
So basically, okay, so you're on a dating website. You see a picture and then they say, FYI, I'm not a real woman. So you assume that it was a trans person.
Exactly.
So you assumed it was a trans person and you sending pictures back and forth. You guys are sending pictures back and forth. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you kind of getting curious about it. It's kind of turning you on a little bit. Yeah. And so you guys are continuing this communication.
Right.
As you guys are continuing this communication, they kind of get more demanding and wanting you to send nudes. Like, nigga, send me the goddamn nudes right now. Like,
exactly.
Kind of like fatal, I guess, or something.
You said like what?
Fatal.
I don't know what that is.
Fatal, like really like into you, like needing to.
Oh yeah.
Like stalker vibes, kind of.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. And so, okay, so then they're demanding it now versus at first it was just like cool exchange, but now it comes to the point where they're like trying to force you to send these things.
They're like, nigga, send me your ass and shit. I'm like, who the fuck? And, you know, just shit like that.
Yeah, so then at that point, you're pretty much like, no, it's not even fun no more. So you ended because you found out that it was a guy.
Right.
If it was a trans person, would you have continued, or were you more comfortable with it being a trans person versus a guy?
Yeah, because like when I was doing porn and everything, I would tell guys like, yo, I'm not attracted to y'all. I don't like guys' faces. I don't go out looking to try to pull them in. Like, I don't even make guy friends. Like, all my guy friends are back in Texas. Like, I've been in Cali for like 2.5 years now. And like, all I got is my family because that's all I need. You know what I mean? I don't trust dudes. No offense to nobody, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, like I would have preferred it to be a trans woman because I like feminine energy. You know what I mean? Like, I like women, you know, and like I said, when I get on my dry spell and like shit, chicks ain't giving me no pussy, I'm gonna go shit to a trans woman. So yeah.
Okay, so you prefer trans over gay males. So when you found out that the person was gay and you were like, wait a minute, I kind of wanted more feminine energy. I'm not really into men like that.
Yeah.
Then you cut it off. So after you cut it off, then they got mad. And so you guys were Facebook friends?
I don't know how he found my information. I don't know how he found these. I don't know why he chose these people to do it, like to pick. Like, it was weird. Like, so I went to go report it to.
So this is on my channel. I did this in 2022. So it was almost 3 years ago in a couple of weeks. It'll be 3 years that I did this video. And it was very interesting because that is a lot of people's perception of like their sexuality is like, I'm not attracted to men. I'm attracted to women or things that look like women. So a lot of men will trick themselves up to thinking that they're straight because they're looking at a feminine body, or they're looking at a ass, or they're looking at boobs, or things like that. So I just pulled that video up to basically tell y'all that a lot of people they're lied to themselves about what is really happening. And at the end of the day, if you're attracted to that type of anatomy and why you doing certain things, at the very bare minimum, you're bi. Because I have a trans friend, and I have a very, very close trans friend. One of my closest friends is transgender. And the stories that I would hear about what men who are supposed to be straight would request from my trans friend is very different than the experience that I would have with a man. Like, my friend would be showing me messages of men wanting like certain type of butt play and certain type of kinky stuff, like bodily fluids coming from the second hole type of situation, and really outlandish stuff that a man would never ask me to do no shit like that. You know what I mean? And so the experiences are very different. It's not the same. Even if you are a guy and you deal, they'll psych themselves out, but the experiences is totally different. The experience that you have with a woman versus somebody that has male anatomy is totally different. So at the very least, you're bi. Okay? So anyways, that's all for that. I just wanted to show y'all that video. Y'all can look that up on my channel. I did 2 interviews with Axel. I want to say I did like 2 interviews with him or whatever, or maybe 3. But Axel is real cool. Like, he a real cool person. And I'm glad that he's one of them types that does not hide who he is at all. You should vocalize how it affects the pool of men you have available. Vocalize what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, that's all for this video. Y'all slowing down in the chat. Y'all must be falling asleep. So I'm finna catch y'all later. But yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a whole lot of. I'm up. I got energy. I feel like talking to y'all. But now I feel like I'm talking to myself because y'all not talking back. And